Hello everyone! Today's lesson is all about Dear Mr. Blueberry Reading Comprehension Review. So I'm going to ask you some questions about the story for me to evaluate your mastery or comprehension about the story. So let's play a game. Now, who wants to be a millionaire? Of course, I want to be a millionaire. And you do also wanted to be a millionaire. Now, for each question, you're going to get a number of points or a certain amount of money. But of course, this is a game or this is just only a game, so it's not a real money, okay? But you're going to have your own points. So let's begin. Question number 1. For $100. I hope I do not blank you. Letter A. Disappoint. Letter B. Information. Letter C. Forcibly. Letter D. Details. I'm going to repeat the question. You're going to complete the sentence and choose the correct vocabulary. I hope I do not blank you. Choose the right answer so that you can continue to win a $1 million. What is your answer? Letter A. Good job. Letter A. Disappoint. So let's read the whole sentence once again. I hope I do not disappoint you. Can you still remember the meaning of the word disappoint? Exactly. You're going to let someone feel sad because something didn't happen, something that you didn't expect that it will not happen. Okay, let's go to number 2. For $200. Are you ready? Here we go. The question is, many different fish live in the blank. Oh, I think you know the answer already. Letter A, details. Letter B, needles. Letter C, oceans. Letter D, stroke. I think this question is a bit easy for you. So I'm not going to repeat the question. What is your answer? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. And your answer is letter C, oceans. When we say oceans, large bodies of water, salt water, where blue whales and other fish live in. Now, let's go to the next for $300. You're getting a $1 million later on. Question number 3. $300. Question is, I can find a lot of blank about birds in this book. A. Disappoint. B. Information. C. Oceans. D. Vacation. I can find a lot of blank about birds in this book. What can you find a lot of blank about birds in this book? Is it disappoint? Is it information? Is it oceans? Or is it vacation? Exactly. And your answer is letter B, information. When we say information, it talks about other details about a person, a place, or a thing. You can read more information or details about a certain animal, about a certain person, or a place that you wanted to look for more details about. Question number 4. Wow, this is getting so excited because your money is getting higher for $400. Now in my PPT, you can click the right answer, but if you chose the incorrect answer, then you can go back to question number 1 and repeat it until you finally completed all the questions correctly. So here, this is a recorded video lesson, so that means you cannot click your own answer. You can just say your answer. If it's right, then you will be very happy about it because you can get the points. Question is, the author added many blank to the story. A. Details. B. Information. C. Disappoint. D. Stroke. And the answer is excellent. Letter A. Details. The author added many details to the story. Now, when you're going to repeat watching the video, I want that you will be the one to read the sentences. Okay, you can just turn off the sound, but you can just read the sentences or the information from my PPT by yourselves. Yoo-hoo! Question number 5. For $500. Wow, you're getting rich. My cat likes it when you blank his back. You're getting richer now than before because if you can get this correctly, you can have $500. I hope this will be in real life. A. Disappoint. B. Stroke. C. Details. D. Forcibly. Now, I want you to remember how to pronounce each vocabulary so that you can also know how to say these words. So, your answer will be... Think very carefully about your answer. Once you made a mistake, you will go back to question number 1 to repeat all the questions. The answer is letter B. You got it right. My cat likes it when you stroke his back. Do you still remember the word stroke means to rub something gently? Right. Let's move on to the next question, number 6. Of course, you can make a guess. So from $500, this is number 6 question, so to get $600. Question is, the farmer had to blank put the pig in its pen. A. Forcibly. B. Details. C. Information. D. Disappoint. The farmer had to blank put the pig in its pen. Come on, you can do it. Give me the right answer. This is for $600 already. Excellent. Letter A. Forcibly. You are so great. Question number 7. Wow, this is getting higher than before. $700. The question is, Dear Mr. Blueberry has many blank. A. Plays. B. Poems. C. Letters. D. Jokes. Come on, try to recall the story, dear Mr. Blueberry, wherein Emily and Mr. Blueberry are exchanging what? Jokes, poems, plays, or letters? Fantastic. The answer is letter C, letters. As you remember, or if you're going to recall the story, Mr. Blueberry and Emily are exchanging letters about blue whale. Awesome. Let's go to question number 8 for $800. Let me see if you can get this right. So the question is getting more difficult than the question before. Question. You know Emily lives in Nantucket, Massachusetts because blank. A. Mr. Blueberry likes Nantucket. B. All whales live near Nantucket. C. Of the postmarks on her letters. And D. She tells Mr. Blueberry where she lives. Now, if you have the mastery or if you really understood the story, then you can get the right answer in this question. Don't just make a guess. Try to remember the story. Get a clue. How did Emily and how did you know that Emily lives in Massachusetts? Exactly. It's because of the postmarks on her letters. And the answer is letter C. Now, if you're going to recall the PPT, if you're going to look back to your story, to the story, then you will see that from Emily's letters, you will see some postmarks that she lives in Massachusetts. Wow. For question number 9. Wow, I'm getting excited about this one. I hope that you can get all the right answer. $900. Question is, who is Mr. Blueberry? A. An uncle. B. A friend. C. A teacher. And D. A neighbor. Can you make a guess who is Mr. Blueberry? Is Mr. Blueberry's uncle of Emily? A friend of Emily? Or a teacher of Emily? Maybe a neighbor of Emily? Hmm, what is your answer? Amazing! Of course, Mr. Blueberry is Emily's teacher. Letter C. Did you get it right? Now, if you got it right, then you are a millionaire already. Now, here are additional questions, 20 questions for reading comprehension review. Now, these questions are very helpful for you to recall the events of the story. Now, for these 20 questions, you have no choices. So, I want you to be honest with yourselves. If you don't know the answer, then just look at my answer. But if you have answers, then try your best to give the right answer. So, are you ready? 20 questions for further reading comprehension review. Let's go to number 1 question. So there are 20 questions in my PPT. You can click any numbers that you like. Then the question will pop out. Question number 1. Dear Mr. Blueberry is a collection of what that passed between Emily and Mr. Blueberry. I think you know this already. They are exchanging what? Exactly, it is a collection of letters. They're having an exchange of letters about some questions of Emily about the blue whale or some concerns of Emily about blue whale. And Mr. Blueberry, on the other hand, as the teacher of Emily, is answering the questions or concerns of Emily about the blue whale. So it is a collection of letters. Number 2, according to the postmarks on Emily's letters, where does she live? This is for mastery. I know that you have read already about the answer of this question, but the question is, do you know how to say it or do you know how to spell it? Because you should also know how to write it correctly. So the answer is she lives in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Now, if you got the correct answer, then you will get 100 points. Now, if this is in our real classroom situation, then you will really get these points. Now, for this next question, 3. How does Emily know Mr. Blueberry? Can you make a guess? Okay, the answer is Mr. Blueberry is her teacher. Of course, if it's your teacher, if he is your teacher, then you should know him. Do you think Mr. Blueberry is a good teacher to Emily? And what kind of student Emily is? Are you like Emily? I mean, you're so curious about many things. And do you like animals? Do you love pets? Do you like fish? Now, number 4, what does Emily do first to help her whale? I just don't, I just cannot imagine if you have a real blue whale friend. But this will be an awesome experience if you do have. But of course, it's a little dangerous because it's a big mammal. Of course, the first thing that Emily does to help her whale, what Emily did was she put salt in the pond because Mr. Blueberry told him, wrote or replied in her letter that blue whales lives in blue whales live in salt water. So she puts salt in the pond. Number 5. What does Mr. Blueberry tell Emily about lost whales? Can you make an answer or just you don't know the answer about this one? What does Mr. Blueberry tell Emily about lost whales? Now, for reading comprehension, you should really understand each detail and event in the story. So the answer is he says that whales live in the oceans and never get lost. Maybe Emily is worried about the whale that she's thinking of that she's thinking that the whale can live in the pond. And if Emily will let the blue whale live in the ocean, then the blue whale will get lost. Okay, let's go to the next question. Number 6. What is the first reason Mr. Blueberry gives that Emily's pond cannot have a whale in it? Okay, the answer is, of course, Mr. Blueberry reiterated or wrote Emily or replied to Emily's letter, responded to Emily's letter that whales don't live in ponds, but they live in salt water, like oceans. Now, number 7. What is Mr. Blueberry's second reason Arthur cannot be a whale. Now, can you remember from the story? Emily gave that whale a name, and that name is Arthur. The answer is whales don't get lost. They always know where they are in the ocean. That was the second reason. Because Emily is asking Mr. Blueberry about the whale. So Emily's thinking that the whale got lost in her pond. Okay, number 8. Why is Mr. Blueberry sure that Emily's whale is not a blue whale? Okay, the answer is a blue whale would be much too big for the pond. Exactly. A blue whale is a kind of mammal which has three bosses together as its size. So it is too big enough to live in Emily's pond. So Mr. Blueberry said it is not a blue whale. Number 9. Why does Emily think her whale is a blue whale? Okay, the answer is, of course, he looks blue. From the color. That's why Emily said, oh, it's a blue whale because he looks blue. Okay, let's go to the next question. Emily was very happy when her whale jumped up and did this. Yes, the whale jumped up and spurted water. Number 11. When does Arthur let Emily stroke his head? Now, can you try to imagine in this thing will happen in real life? You will stroke the head of a blue whale. How will you feel about it? So the answer is after she read her real Mr. Blueberry's letter, Arthur let Emily stroke his head. 12. What does it mean if whales are migratory? Now take note, there is a new word, migratory. Do you know the meaning of this word? This means that, for example, one particular whale lives in this part of the ocean or in this part of a place, and then that whale will migrate or go to another place or go to another part of the ocean to live there. Migratory. They can be able to go to another place or go to another part of the ocean to live in. Now the answer is they travel great distances each day because blue whales are very big or whales are very big mammals, so they can also swim and go and travel great distances each day. Next, question number 13. Why does Emily think Arthur left the pond? So Emily is thinking that Arthur left the pond. So the answer is she thinks he decided to migrate after she read him Mr. Blueberry's letter. Do you think Emily is just imagining or has her imagination only about the blue whale? Okay, let's go to the next question. Number 14. What does Mr. Blueberry tell Emily she might do when she gets older? This is a nice question because it talks about Emily's protecting the whales. So Mr. Blueberry tells Emily that she might sail the oceans when she gets older, studying and protecting whales. Next question, number 15. What does Mr. Blueberry know a lot about? Of course, he knows a lot about whales. Do you think Mr. Blueberry is a scientist or a doctor about whales? I think so. Yes, he really is. Next question, 16. Why is Emily sure the whale she sees at the beach is Arthur? Now, Emily went to the beach and she sees at the beach is Arthur. She just said, oh, that was Arthur. Are you sure? So the answer is the whale lets her stroke his head. Exactly. In the story, if you're going to read the story, then you can read this part. So the whale lets her stroke his head. So that's why Emily thought that, oh, I'm so sure about it. It was Arthur Emily because the whale lets her stroke his head. That's why Emily's thinking it is Arthur. But in reality, are you sure that it is Arthur? If this will happen in reality, yeah, maybe. There is a possibility that it is really that Arthur. But of course, for how many or hundreds or thousands of hundreds of whales live in the ocean, so you cannot be really sure about it. Next, number 17. What does Emily feed Arthur? What does Emily feed Arthur? She feed him cornflake crumbs and breadcrumbs. Now, if this will happen in real life, do you think that whale will live or can really eat cornflake crumbs and breadcrumbs? Of course not, because blue whales eat krill, tons of krill. Number 18. What are three facts about whales in the story? Number 1. Whales are migratory. They travel great distances each day so they can just migrate or they can just go to different places or oceans in the world. Whales eat krill, that's what I'm talking about, which are tiny shrimp-like creatures. And number 3, whales live in salt water and never get lost. Always remember they know where they are and they cannot live in pond. Next, number 19. What are the two vocabulary words that have to do with facts? Number 1, information. And number 2, could be also some details. It is a collection of facts, and details are a few facts. When we say facts, those are real, true details or words that describes or define or gives meaning to that particular thing or animal or person or place. Okay, information. Next, which vocabulary word means to do strongly? Yes, forcibly. It means to do something or say something strongly. Now, I do hope that you can learn something about the story. Now, nowadays, many whales are all over the world. Some of them die because of the water pollution, the garbage thrown in the ocean, and you can do some simple things or ways to protect the fish or the marine animals in the ocean. Now, I want you to remember that Blue whales or these fish are also living things, and they play an important role in our world. Now, I hope that someday you can protect these animals by simple ways, just like not throwing garbage or your waste into the ocean or into the bodies of water, or you can just do some posters persuading other people to protect these animals. Now, have a good day and see you soon.